introduce yourselves again?
No.
No.
No, no,
All right.
no.
Okay.
This is Wild Indigo Coyote. We're back.
Our second video, and it's the second video in the same day, so we're wearing the same clothes. So,
Or we just didn't change our clothes.
yeah. So the plan for this video is,
Oh, bug.
We're okay. Oh my God. Okay, this is an edit portion.
I think,
Why? Sorry. We like it. Well, me and Jennifer like nature, but not bugs. So.
No. So maybe let's talk about what we do. So normally, this is a whole new world, and we're trying to come up with new ideas and fun ways of sharing with you our talents and abilities. So one of the things that the three of us have come up with is called
Still
a
out of frame.
Trinity.
There we go. Sorry.
Get over here. The Trinity Card
Lean
Reading.
this way.
So that allows us to do a reading for one person, and they get a reading from the three of us at the same time. We each normally have our own deck of cards, or sometimes multiple decks of cards that we use. And we do a past, present, future format to give that person a fully integrated reading with that deck of cards. One of the challenges we're going to do today is something different. We're going to use one deck of cards and provide a reading, just a general for the universe, from the universe reading. And we're also going to incorporate the use of this wonderful pendulum.
I love this so
which I'm going to
much.
give to Deb to talk about.
Look at this. Isn't this amazing? A friend of
Oh,
ours.
do I need to show my awesome arm skills here? Oop.
This pendulum was made by Sue Harden, and she has Zana's Jewels, and she makes some amazing stuff.
She's got all the chakras
amazing
on there?
stuff. Yes. And she actually also is a vendor at the Midwest Witches Conference, so she'll have stuff there to sell.
I love how her brain works. She
I
comes up with
know.
the most amazing shit.
You should bring your crown sometime with your antlers.
Yeah.
We should. Well, next time we do a video, we'll wear our crowns.
I don't have a crown.
You should get one. You can open this box.
We
'cause
know
it's
this
got
lady
one.
named Sue
What?
that
Who?
we can get a crown.
All right. Do you have to give your disclaimer about your deck?
Oh, okay. So,
I don't think we need to, but
well, Deb lives dangerous.
I do.
For
we
those
have
of
to
you
warn people.
who have children in the room or are sensitive, easily offended by nudity, this deck has a lot of nudity in it. Now, this is something Kristoffer Hughes, who we met in Minneapolis at the Paganicon event, came from England, and this is his deck, and it's
Wales.
signed in Wales. Wales is in England, isn't it?
No,
No.
you're gonna offend anyone that watches this.
Oh, so sorry.
We should ask Susanna. She would know. She's from England.
We're gonna stop and call her right now.
No, I don't have her phone number.
So, Kristoffer, apologies. Anyway, I loved him. We sat through a couple of his different sessions and just fabulous and so in tune. So this deck, what I have found is it has a lot of penises in it, a lot of nudity, but at the same time really talks. And for doing readings, it's just been a fabulous
Is that too
tool
far
to
away?
use.
Do I need to show them closer?
Here's the box.
Oh, that's good. It's nice big. Okay.
There. Okay. So,
This is a mini unboxing, even though we know it's already in there. You
kind
can show
of.
them the.
and there's his autograph. And if you know what, he has lots of books, and I would look him up on YouTube. He's just fun to listen to be
And
honest.
seriously knowledgeable. I mean, he's
His
and he
voice
really-
is amazing too. I
yeah,
loved listening to him.
He presents what he knows really well. You know, some people like me stumble around and, don't get it all out, but he
Oh, what am I
presents
doing?
really well.
Cleansing. So I'm giving the cards to Lori for her to work with first to get them cleansed and set up. Normally when we do this, we each have our own deck. So we're kind of cleansing and working and in tuning with our own deck for the message to come through. So this is interesting.
It is.
I'm not sure
It'll
how
You
be
to-
know how I like to pound the cards. There you
Jesus.
go.
Okay. So we're each tuning into the deck, and then we'll figure out
Keys
how we're
from
gonna
the
do
other
this.
video, everyone that watched number 1. Sorry. Put those over there so they don't get lost.
You need to get out more.
But hey, this is the second time I've been out since this whole
Oh my
shenanigans
God.
happened.
I can't tell you
This
how
is public
excited
to
I
me.
am to be here. How are we doing this?
I don't
Okay.
know.
All right. So I think personally, so I'll be the third one to put our energy in. Should we each draw 2 cards?
2?
Okay.
Okay.
And then,
Are we still doing past, present, future?
no, I think it's a
Okay.
general message, right? It's a
Okay.
general message today.
To whoever's watching.
Yeah.
To, you know,
Alright.
if you've been drawn to watch this video, then this is a general message
Yeah.
for whoever has been drawn to watch this video.
Okay. So we'll start in the same order that we attuned.
Oh, I'm drawing. Can I bend your cards? Nope. Okay. Okay. Got it. Mommy gave me a look.
I love listening to the creek.
Oh, look at that nudity. Here we go. Wait. Oh no, you're up.
Oh, the hand.
What you got going on over there?
The Hanged Man and the Ten of Wands.
Hey, I remember how come I don't like us doing a straight table when we do readings.
I know.
Oh yeah. It's
Typically, when we do a reading for people, we sit at a square table so that we're, you know, we can see each other's cards, and the person that we're doing the reading for can hear us also, and that we can hear each other.
Ooh, it's got a dragon.
okay.
Ooh, lots of cauldrons going on here.
Very good. So, Deb, do you want to use the pendulum to see which card we're supposed to talk about first?
Okay.
Do we need our cards closer to her so she can?
Well, okay, so, okay.
Are we doing out of her two? Which one?
Yeah,
we're
that's,
doing
you want
first?
to do it
Oh,
on,
out of your chair. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. How do you want to? This is a new.
yeah, this is new for us, so we're kind of fumbling through it. Also, my husband and Jennifer's husband
Oh,
are target practicing, so that's the gunshots you hear.
Yeah. Don't worry about those. That's fine.
So we're going to find out which card that we should be working with of these two.
Does it know which way to show you yes or no?
Yeah, for me it's always swinging back and forth as no. Okay, we're supposed to work with the Ten of Wands out of these two. Okay.
Okay. So you want to start, and then Lori and I'll
Okay.
add in.
So with this card, I'm sorry, I'm really not good at this. This is the card that we're working with right now,
Ten of Wands.
Ten of Wands.
You can always Google it. I'm sure it's on Google image.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing in this card is, it's so appropriate for today's circumstances. We talked about making this a more generic reading, maybe, because, you know, anyway, what I'm seeing in this card is just the struggle that people are experiencing right now, and the burdens that people are carrying, and the long road and the uphill battle. So, but I also see that there is a reward at the top. There's a castle up there. So there will be good coming out of the end of this. It does end, and there will be good coming from it.
I think the only thing I have to add is because it's a 10, it's a 1 in numerology, so unfortunately I think we're towards the beginning of this. Also, if you can see, he's at the beginning of the path. The reward's all the way over here, but there's a long winding path we're gonna have to go yet, but like Deb said, there is a reward. I think also when I was holding up there, we also need to look at the green, the good that's still happening too, not just focusing on, because if you look, he's face down. We need to look also around us, there's greenery around. So if we can also focus on the good that's happening and the growth that's coming through this not so great time.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because the burden that is in the bag, he's hunched over, so the burden is heavy, and yet it's full of growth. There's all kinds of foliage in there, and there's wands, and so even though wands are always representative of spiritual growth and magic, right? So his path is defined. He knows where he needs to go. It's a heavy burden and it's drudgery. But at the same time, there is magic and there is growth and there is foliage that he's bringing forward with him to that place of destiny that is coming. And so, and the one, I think Lori's spot on with the whole, it's a new beginning. And we are all in a new place and moving forward to that new destiny.
And I would also like to add, stay on the path, one foot in front of the other, one day at a time. It's frustrating and it seems like it's taken forever, but perseverance wins out.
And that can apply to so many areas of our life, right?
Oh,
That
yeah, yeah.
Being quarantined, waiting to be able to spend time with your family members, waiting to be able to just live your life. And right now, yeah, I think that's really important. Perseverance. So let's see what the next card is. Oh, wait.
Oh, why am I going?
Right?
Because.
All right.
This is that's the direction we normally go when we do our other readings. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
There's a method to this madness. All right. Well, that's a baby. Right. So we got, I know we gave a disclaimer, there's nudity in this card, so people who don't want to look, just close your eyes and listen. We'll let you know when we switch cards. Well, I'll tell you when I take the card away. So we have the Three of Cauldrons, which I think really dovetails nice into what Deb's card was. The only way we're going to get through this is together as a community and offering up what we have as gifts and talents with everyone else that's in our community, and that's not just family, that's friends, your local community, wherever you're from. But there's also a lot of water, so it's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of emotions that are going to come up, but again, we have growth, there's apples, so there's knowledge that's going to be gained. But I do think, like I said, there is nudity, so oh hey, I took the card away, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mention that. I said I would, but I didn't. But we're gonna have to do it authentically, not putting on a front. It's gonna have to be an authentic, from the heart, laying all your cards out on the table type of growth that's gonna have a sustainable growth that we're gonna get out of this, hopefully, this hard time we're going through. I don't know what you want to do that. There you go. Your turn.
My turn. Okay. So what I see in this card is these ladies are sky-clad, and to me that is a shedding of the old. So people are going to come out of this this epic thing that we're going through brand new, spiritually, emotionally, and also I think people are going to find, and you can see they're holding up their cauldrons and there's the light going up. People are going to find a new connection with their spirituality, and with their angels, their guides, their gods, and like Lori said, growth. There's so much growth in here. There's flowers and apples and everything's green, and it's just going to be a very positive and very uplifting and cleansing period at the end of all this.
I'm going to repeat a lot of what they just said, because that really resonated with me, what you both said, and that I think we have to be authentic, and that means we have to bear ourselves. We have to be honest with who we are. And when I look at this card, Now, if you pay attention to the ladies, right? So initially, I'm automatically hit with, we've got the Caradwin, the maiden, mother, and crone. We've got the triple. So there's power within here, but it's the wisdom that comes from the oracle. It's the wisdom that comes from the feminine side of magic, and the fact that we've got all three of them on the land that is bordered on both sides by water indicates a need to balance our emotions. So as we go through this time of traveling, and we remember back to the card that we talked about with Deb, as we travel down this path, and it's burdensome and it's hard, we need to remember to balance ourselves, to connect with our higher spirit, to connect with God or whoever it is that you commune with. See how they've got their cauldrons out? Now, cauldrons are all about abundance and what we are receiving. And if you get cups or cauldrons and they are full, that means your abundance is full. If they're empty, then that means that you're doing something that is, you've lost a little bit of your power. You're not being fed properly, whether it's spiritually or physically. Here, they're feeding their cauldrons through the light coming from spirit. That's an evolution. It's an ascension process. It's an embetterment of the person. So it's a very spiritual connection for me. And what I see is a need to really temper and balance our emotions right now as we move forward. So,
There is a bug that really likes my hair.
because you smell so good.
It's because I got the unicorn stuff on.
Okay, got a big yes on that one. And I got a yes on that one. You're not helping me. Okay, so let's talk about them both in sequence, okay? So the first card is a major arcana. We've got strength. So, and again, notice that we're repeating in the strength card that we've got the light coming down. It's the druidic symbol, and it's the light coming down from spirit and embodying the message of strength that we need to persevere. She's got the dragon. This is talking about working with your higher self, with your spirit guides, with that spiritual side of yourself that helps keep you strong and motivated and on the right path to moving forward. The other one is the Page of Cauldrons. Now, again, we've got the water. And as we look at her, she's got, the cauldron has a fish in it. So again, you know, that the fish is always all about food and bringing forward sustenance for people, whether that's spiritual or whether that's physical. This card is telling me physical. I know that a lot of people right now are going through financial hardship and emotional hardship, so it's a balancing of the two. And this is saying that as we move forward, maintain your grounding. Make sure you keep your emotions under control. It's repeating that message through strength, and that we will be moving into a more prosperous time as you hold steady. So the fish to me helps to represent the need for financial well-being, and that we are going to be receiving that, but it's going to take some time to get there.
So when I look at these cards, this one in particular, I really like. And for me, this indicates that people need to rely on their support system. You know, she's got her hand on her dragon, and he's behind her. He's got her back. So a lot of us, I think, are too quick to say, I can do this, I can take care of this, I don't need anybody. But we all do. And so rely on that support system, rely on that person that's got your back, because we all need that. And for me, with this one, she's coming up out of the water, and she's holding her cauldron. It's again a positive, moving forward, going upward, you know, things getting better is what I see in this one.
The thing that I really see in this card is there's a lot of red. So this kind of goes on what Jennifer was saying. And red with the chakra system, which is usually where I lean towards, has to do with that root chakra and taking care of your personal, actual physical self. So making sure that like your house is in order, you have things you can pay bills, eat, things like that. And like Deb said, relying on that support system. If you need help, don't wait till the last minute to ask for that help. Reach out to friends, family, even if it's just to talk through maybe some of the issues that you're having, if they're not in a place where they could maybe help, but just letting those people around you help you, because that does things, that helps them too, knowing that they're there to help support the people they care about.
I would like to add quickly too, even as a therapist, a counselor, you know,
Yeah.
if you don't have anybody you feel close to, you know, don't hesitate to reach out to a professional, because these are tough times and it's really hard. It's hard emotionally, it's hard physically, it's hard mentally. So if you don't feel you have somebody that you know that you can have as a support, reach out to a therapist or counselor.
And then this one for me, again, has to do with, it's the Page of Cauldrons. Focusing on what you have. I know it's really small in this, but there's a bunch of like little seashells down here at her feet. There's, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but there's something coming in from behind her. So again, focusing on what you do have instead of what you don't have, which I know is kind of hard right now because everybody's kind of comparing their situations. Well, it's kind of always that way, but just what you focus on, what you have, not, and what you can control versus what you can't control and what you don't have, is what I'm getting from this card.
The other thing to throw in here too that I didn't say earlier is that it has a crow. She's got a crow on her shoulder. So every time I'm looking, I'm seeing representative signs of wisdom and understanding and paying attention to your intuition. That you have to listen to that voice of reason and wisdom to move forward. Did you guys want to talk about your other two cards quick to kind of as supporting?
I never get anything from this one.
You know, it's an introspective card. I mean,
You want to tell them what it is?
Sorry. So we've got the Hangman. Now, and real quick, I know that what I'm going to say now with this card differs from what the technical book says. We're not, you can either be a technical reader or you can be an intuitive reader. The best is a blend of both. And when my intuition and my guides are telling me something different, I always go with what the message I'm being given there. So with the Hangman, I always intune him to be with Odin. It's in search of wisdom. We're repeating the wisdom message here again. And there's a darkness to it, and it's having to go within. The fact that he is going into the ground, when you get into some of the shamanic practices and things like that, you've got the three worlds. And so when you go to the lower world, you're always going back and digging into that shadow. That's where you're looking at the darker path and understanding what it is you need to work on to move forward. It's a healing. And right now we're in a healing time, and we need that wisdom and understanding to do self-healing. And I think that's going to be important with this time frame that we're in.
What I get from this is really the roots on the tree. Which again, I don't know if you can really see that because they're kind of little at the bottom down here. Which kind of goes with what Jennifer said too, of really digging in deep and seeing what is at the root of you as a person. What do you find important? Maybe doing some self-inspection, reflection. Some self-reflection. Just figuring out where your roots are and what's, again, kind of going back to that, what's important to you, and making sure that you're grounded.
And you know, and that makes total sense, Deb, that it didn't have a new message because, again, that's a supporting card and it just underpins everything that we've already shared. It's just again, a supporting card.
It just didn't speak to me at all.
Well, because you'd already said what needed to be said, yeah.
Which we talked about yours already. The supporting card I got for mine, which the original, or the first was the 3 of Cauldrons. I got the 10 of Cauldrons. And it's 2 little girls on a path, and then there are 2 older girls sitting on on the grass, and then there's a house in the back. This is again just kind of repeating, sticking close to those people that really help support and nurture you and can go with you on your journey. But I think this is also, again, this is going back to the one, a new beginning for a lot of people in relationships, I think. And that's not just like romantic, that's friends, family, kind of figuring out who your true friends are, who the people you want to hang out with are, maybe those people that are, this is already a tough spot of people that maybe are making it worse, and we might have to look at those relationships.
Personally, I think the overriding message is authenticity. It's being honest with who you are and with others, and being real in where you're at, and doing the hard work and paying attention to that path forward. It's going to be exciting. I think we're heading to something better, but the work to get there is going to be hard.
Growth isn't usually fun.
No.
Growing
Jinx blends.
pains, yes.
Okay.
So we hope you enjoyed this video.
Bee. Deb, one of your girls are
Just
here.
no, it's a bumblebee.
Okay. All right, make it go away.
I have honeybees up
Sorry.
a little ways up, so sometimes the honeybees come down and help.
Help, she said.
Thank you for joining us for this video. Look for us on Facebook at Wild Indigo Coyote, and also we have a website, wildindigocoyote.com. We hope to see you soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.